I'm going to film a get ready with me, and I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette that I recently hauled in my Sephora haul. This is only going to be the second time using this, so we're just going to kind of wing it, but I used it for the first time yesterday, and it only took me one time to realize that this palette totally lives up to its hype. Colors are gorgeous. Whatever I picked up from here transferred the same on my eyes. They're like buttery smooth, they blend really well, and they're just gorgeous. So I'm also going to use these like maroon magenta shades as my blush, which I didn't do yesterday, but I'm excited to try today. I have a few other products to include in this video that I've shared with you recently. The new concealer that I picked up from Sephora and my little beauty blender from the Too Faced and Beauty Blender collab. I'm going to use that here in this video too. I have nothing on my face except for my moisturizer that I put on this morning with my SPF. For foundation, I'm going to be using my favorite, the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And I'm still using the shade 3W1. I'm actually almost out of this one. So I'm going to just apply this onto my finger and then put spots all over my face. I need to get a pump. One of my last videos said the NARS pumps and I think the MAC pumps fit on the Estee Lauder Double Wear bottles, which is amazing. So I need to get one of those because this whole process of getting the product out is kind of annoying. I'm just gonna use the Beauty Blender to blend. And I did dampen it. I wanted to mention too, this foundation, I mean, I'm gonna put it on my eyes. You guys know I love it. I don't need to talk about it anymore, but one thing that I noticed the other day, I was cleaning out my main drawer in my bathroom where I keep all my everyday makeup, and in that drawer I had a couple bottles of my Scandinavia sprays. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I have been an avid user of the Scandinavia setting spray for years and years and years, but I honestly have not used that in quite some time and don't really feel the need to with this foundation. I've said it before, I don't think you need a powder to set this. I don't think you need any kind of setting spray, so that's kind of bonus. I just love this foundation because it goes on and it starts to look really dewy and then it just kind of like dries and becomes your skin, and it's kind of incredible. That didn't last too long, that my beautiful new pink beauty blender is looking pretty nasty. Desperate need for a brow wax, but my friend is on vacation, so I think I'm gonna go get them threaded tomorrow, which is always nerve-wracking. Even though the girl that I go to get threaded, she's done them before. She's always kind of like my backup when my friend goes out of town. So this is the Sephora Bright Gel Future Concealer in Meringue. It's a very light concealer, but it's actually not as stark as I was expecting. It just looks like a really good bright concealer. I almost thought it was just going to be too light on my skin, especially with this foundation, but it's not. It's kind of perfect. Another nice thing about the foundation, you'll notice I skipped putting any kind of eyeshadow primer down. Really don't need it. The foundation, it just sets and it becomes an amazing primer slash evener outer for your eyeshadow. And I just take that concealer around my eyes to just lighten and give me like a blank canvas. And then I'm gonna set this. I always set my under eye concealer with my Anastasia banana powder, which I did buy a new one, and thank goodness, because this is like cracking and it's becoming a mess. And this is the same brush that I always use in my videos and day-to-day to set everything, the Sigma F35. It's just the perfect shape, fits right in there. And I just set that concealer very lightly, just whatever I have left. I'm going to do my eyes now. I know I usually start with my eyes, but for whatever reason I did my face, and we'll finish the face after the eyes. To start out, I'm gonna take this creamy color called Tempera, and I'm gonna put this all over my eyelid with just a large MAC brush, like a 227 type brush. and kind of blend that up. I'm gonna take the other side and take Vermeer, which is the shimmery one, 2 over, and plop that right underneath my brows. Such a pretty highlight. And I'm gonna go a tiny bit on the inner corner. What do we wanna do? I'm gonna take Golden Ochre, which is right next to this one, and I'm gonna blend that with a fluffy brush, like a 217 from MAC. These are so creamy. Right on my eyelid. Just as a base. It's a pretty color, like a pretty autumn color. It's like a butterscotch. That's what I would describe it as. And then on my brow bone, I did this kind of yesterday. I'm gonna take Burnt Orange, which is right underneath Golden Ochre, and I'm gonna put this right on the bone underneath the highlight, just kind of back and forth, straight out. I'm not bringing it onto the eyes at all, onto the outer corner. Just to give a nice gradient effect. My God, like all these colors are stunning. I don't know what to use next. I just have so many ideas in my head right now of what we can do. I'm gonna take that 217 brush again, and I'm going to take, whoa, which one do I want? I'm gonna take Red Ochre, which is the reddest one, and it's almost like an orange red. Tiny bit on that 217, and I'm going to put this right in the crease of my eye. And I'm gonna blend that really well so it doesn't look too scary. I think that looks beautiful with that burnt orange color. This is such a good palette for fall, but honestly, I could totally see myself using this in the spring too. That color is so pretty. Wow. Oh my God. I'm just so excited about this. All right. And then I'm gonna take, what am I gonna take next? Venetian Red, which is the next darkest color, well, the next color right next to it. It leans more pink, and I'm using that with a Sigma Exact Blend E32. It's kind of a flat brush, and again, just a tiny bit, very pigmented. And I'm gonna put this on the outer lid, on the outer V, and blend it into that red ochre color. Just for a tiny bit of color. I mentioned to you guys in my Sephora haul that color is usually something I stay away from on my eyes, but these colors are too pretty to not want to use them, and they're done in a way that you can still have a neutral look with them. Not blending this color too much. I mean, I'm blending it so it blends in, but I don't want to diffuse the color too much because the color's just too pretty to not want to have there. I like it too because it kind of just hints out above your brows just perfectly. I'm going to take that 217 brush and just blend the crease again. And then there's a tiny bit of a space between my highlight and that burnt orange color, and I'm gonna take Real Grow, which is kind of like an orangey color, again on a fluffy brush, very lightly. And I do this with my IT palette with the kind of sunset color. And if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, I used to do this all the time with MAC Paradisco. Those like corally orange shades, if you put them high up, they just lift your whole eye and make such a difference. So I'm just putting it there, and then I'm gonna go back and blend it. Just blend it out. It's just color all the way up, but with this palette, you're gonna wanna do that. You're gonna wanna use them all. I'm gonna just touch up that highlight. Oh my goodness. Okay, while we're up there, I'm gonna just do my brows using my Tristique brow pencil that I have shown now in a few videos. You know I really like it. Just to kind of fill in. This is the Espresso think there's two other shades, lighter shades. I think this is the darkest one. Just gonna fill in some of those areas. Blend that color and brush my brows up. Now obviously you can take any shade, especially the darker ones, even that Venetian red would be really pretty, and use them as eyeliners. But for the sake of using one of my favorites and showing it to you again in a video, in case you want to pick this up at the Sephora sale, I'm going to be using Burgundy Suede by Estee Lauder Double Wear. They're Double Wear Stay in Place pencils. I'm just going to do a very thin line. I don't want to take away from the shadow. I just want to give my eyelashes a little bit more definition. Fullness. This color was like made for palettes like this one. I'm gonna take the other end of it. It's a little rubber smudger. Just smudge it into that lash line. I am gonna do that color Realgar that I did up here, and I'm gonna mix that with burnt orange, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this on the bottom lash line, which is something I don't normally do, again, but I just want to use all of these colors, and these are just going to make for such a pretty daytime kind of like autumn. Obviously, if you are a little bit more daring than me, you might want to darken that under eyeliner. I'm going to do mascara last. I'm going to finish the rest of my face. I'm going to skip the bronzer, go back in this palette, and I'm going to mix Venetian Red and Love Letter, which are these two, and I'm gonna do some blush with those colors, which I think is kind of amazing. Little squares, just go back and forth. As you can see, they're very pigmented. I'm gonna blend, blend, blend. This is a MAC 127. I don't know if they make this anymore or if it was part of a collection. And I put the blush kind of higher up. It just kind of gives you that like I've just came in from the cold look. For anyone that isn't going to use those darker colors on your eyes, you can use them on your cheeks. Okay, and then I'm going to take Warm Taupe, which is essentially a taupe color. It looks like MAC Charcoal Brown, a little bit lighter. The tip of that brush, and I'm gonna use this to just contour right underneath that blush. It's just the perfect contour color. I noticed when I was looking at all these colors to just give you that chiseled out look with your cheekbones, especially since I'm skipping the bronzer altogether. So I'm just gonna kind of like hug around that color. And I tend to blend right up to meet my brows with the nose contour. So pretty. And those colors just like seamlessly go together. All right, so we're gonna say goodbye to this palette for today. It's really pretty. And for highlight, I'm gonna use the Pixi by Petra highlight. This is the Beauty Blush Duo in the shade Peach Honey. And I'm just using my Anastasia highlight brush, and I'm gonna go kind of over it, over the blush cheekbone, and then take whatever I have left and go over the blush color, and then just go a little bit down the nose. Just makes you really glowy. My blackest lashes that I got from Amazon. Go a little bit on my bottom, pull out the corners, curl them a little. Okay, and to finish off for my lips, I wanted to share this product with you. I've been so obsessed with it. It's the Hello Sailor is the color, and the brand is Lipstick Queen. It's blue, but I want to show you how it actually goes on. And it almost turns mauve and gives you the perfect mauvey lip. Forget who, but somebody on Snapchat sent this to me, like a picture of it. And so when you guys give me your recommendations, I listen. And it kind of just like continues to adjust into the most perfect fall mauve color. So that's it, we are ready. I will put a link to this top. It's really cute, by a new clothing brand that has reached out to me. I really like the cutout shoulder detail. My diamond necklaces are by Covet, my rings are Stella Dot, my bangles are Stella Dot, and this one is a mantra band, and then my hammered wire ear dangles. Just a quick little overview of everything else that I'm wearing. I hope you guys enjoyed getting ready with me. Thank you for watching. I hope that this palette comes back in stock soon, especially before the holidays. And I suggest, if you're gonna put this on your Christmas list, I would maybe send it out to your family and friends now to scoop it up, because chances are it's probably gonna sell out again, I would think, before Christmas. Hopefully it comes back by then. The only complaint that I have, I can see already, it's getting dirty. Just like my It palette. It's beautiful, it's that pink velvet, but when you're like in the world of makeup and doing everything else, it's just not gonna stay clean. So anyway, I really love this palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this eye look, took some inspiration, got some ideas. I'm gonna try the blush out. I love, love, love the blush too. It's so pretty. Oh, my nails are Essie Angora Cardi, if you're wondering. I'll have everything linked below. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye. This has become my favorite part of my nighttime skin routine. It's the most hydrating, soothing, cooling eye treatment. I moisturize